MCP, Model Context Protocol, is a standard that lets AI agents securely connect to real tools like databases, documentation systems, and APIs. And it's great, but what many have noticed is when working with a lot of MCP servers, that can mean dealing with multiple configuration files and syntax for different clients like Cursor and Claude and others. And sometimes secrets are exposed as environment variables in config files, which is not secure. Enter the Docker MCP Toolkit, which solves this. In this video, I'm going to be showing you why configuration no longer needs to be an issue with this MCP Toolkit and show you how easy it is to add servers like GitHub and Notion and connect them to a client like Claude and watch them all seamlessly work together. The Docker MCP catalog and toolkit inside a Docker desktop is a management interface that lets you set up, manage, and run containerized MCP servers and connect them to your AI agents. It also provides a CLI for server management. This toolkit includes a curated catalog of over 300 plus MCP servers, including remote servers, so it's easy to find popular options. Setup is simple, no config files to edit, and everything runs in containers. It also has built-in OAuth and secure credential storage, so you can authenticate safely without hard coding secrets. In the toolkit, all MCP servers have 3 views: an overview, tools, and configuration. Some require more credentials than others, but the beauty is that the approach is consistent. Fetch requires no configuration. MongoDB, on the other hand, which has 22 tools, requires a connection string. And Altezian, used for Jira, which has 42 tools, requires several URLs and secrets. But let's set up a couple as an example. I have a Notion database here of customer feedback, and what I like to do is create GitHub issues for them by using Claude Desktop as a client. Let's see how easy it is to add each and get it done. So the first server that we want to add is GitHub, specifically GitHub Official, which I'll go ahead and click on Add Server here. I do need to give it some form of authentication, and I can do it by a personal access token or using OAuth. And the main difference between OAuth and a personal access token is that OAuth gives temporary revocable access through a secure sign-in flow, while a personal access token is a long-lived direct key you could generate manually to give the server ongoing access without logging in. If you wanted to create a personal access token, you can just go to GitHub on your profiles, navigate to settings, and on the left pane towards the bottom, there's developer settings, where you could then click on the drop down for personal access tokens. And right over here on fine-grained tokens, you can generate a new one. Once you have your token, just select the radio button for personal access token and paste it in, and select the checkbox and you are ready to go. However, in our case, we will be using OAuth. Once I click this link here, I can go ahead and press authorize, and it'll bring up this site here. Now I'll click authorize Docker, select open Docker, and at the bottom right-hand corner, you can see login code received for GitHub. And now if we go to my servers, I see GitHub Official, and under Tools, these are the ones that will be available for us to use. And under Configuration, it says that it is authenticated. Next server up to add is Notion, which 2 of them show up, but I want the one on the right with the cloud icon. That is the Notion remote server. So when I now select it, we have overview and tools. For tools, nothing shows up. That's because it's a remote server. And for configuration, it does give me the option to authorize with the Notion OAuth provider. And when I select it, I can then click authorize. And then this page will come up where I need to confirm that I trust the URL And at this point, it will connect to my Notion account once I hit continue. Then I can circle back to the desktop and it will indicate that it is authorized now. Last but not least is Claude Desktop, which simply by clicking connect does the job. Boom. You can go and select this link for verification instructions if you want to review that and choose Claude Desktop and try to verify it. But I like to go straight to Claude Desktop and then give it a question such as, what's the name of my GitHub account? This way it's verifying Claude Desktop and also the connection to GitHub, which it finds, provides me a link, and I can actually open it up. There it is, the Reynolds. Next, I'll ask it to check to see if it can see my Notion customer feedback database. Using the Notion MCP server, it finds it and then begins to collect the structure details of my database, which has the title, feedback, source, priority, etc. And when I compare it to my database, that's exactly what it has. After this, I'll go ahead and ask it to review my customer feedback database and summarize the main themes and identify which items should become GitHub issues. So it goes through, does that work, and returns me, just as I asked, the main themes in addition to its recommended GitHub issues, which right now looks good to me. Next, I'll ask it to create a repo. Now, I could have asked all these things just at once, but sometimes for the first time around, it's good to just do it one step at a time before doing it in bulk. So that was successful, and now I will say, go ahead and please create these issues in my repo. I'm able to take a peek to look at the tools that it's using, but when it's done, hop over to my repo, and when I check out the Notion customer feedback, I see the issues that it created, and it looks beautiful, much quicker than having to do all this manually. And on top of that, it's important to note that you only need to configure once, including when using OAuth, so it carries across MCP clients. So for example, I can connect both Notion and GitHub servers to clients like Gemini CLI or VS Code by simply enabling them through a click. So you don't need to keep reconfiguring it. Set and forget. So that's a quick look at how Docker MCP Toolkit makes it easier to discover and, most importantly, configure with ease and securely run MCP servers. Let me know in the comments which MCP server you use the most. And if you got some value out of this video, definitely check out this one here too. I'll see you in the next one.